it feels to me that there's a bifurcation between those who choose to remain stuck and those who choose to come unstuck. Those who choose to remain stuck in loops and patterns and scripts and stories and obligations that they think they have to meet in certain ways, torturing themselves because that's how they've always done it, and so that's just part of how it has to be done. And staying stuck in these loops and these patterns which turn into chronic pain, physical within the body, as well as tormenting within the soul and the heart. And like putting on this crooked smile, and people ask at the store, like, how are you doing? Good. I'm doing great. Yeah. I'm definitely not collapsing inside. I'm definitely not dying. There's definitely not eclipses happening in the sky that are completely shifting our inner and outer worlds. Maybe they're aware of it, maybe they're not. And they stay in this forcefulness. And I was listening to a talk where someone was talking about someone clinging to prison bars and like, oh my God, I'm stuck in this prison. When if they look to the right and the left, it's just empty space and they could just walk around. And that was within the context of pain and forgiveness. So there is a connection between all of this forceful constricting and survivalism and stories and patterns and scripts and the lack of forgiveness for pain that has been caused, imposed upon us by others who may have betrayed us, or by ancestors who passed this pain on to us. There are those who want to stay stuck and who choose to stay stuck and who will stay stuck for this entire lifetime, for perhaps lifetimes to come. And there are those who witness the patterns and awaken that little spark, that little seedling and sprout that says, I'm not powerless against these impositions, against these material emanations of causality, against these karmic patterns, against these habituations, against these addictions, against these impulsive and compulsive behaviors. I have the power to shift. I have the power to choose otherwise. I have the power to pray and to call forth the assistance, not of just anyone, but to call forth the assistance of God Himself, the supreme beneficent creator of this reality. The one who created everything. The supreme intelligence that is so far beyond what we can even fathom, and yet in whose image we were created, in whose magnificence and potency and depth and miraculous nature we were created lovingly as microcosmic mirrors and instantiations of His divinity. How can you be a child of God, blessed with the gift of life, and choose to complain for that which you have chosen? We chose these lives. We chose our parents. We chose our families. We chose our pain. We chose our responsibilities. We chose our karma. We chose everything. We chose our obstacles. We chose the deepest pains so that we may learn to overcome and to heal by way of prayer. Realizing the places where we are powerless and the places where we are empowered. Where we are powerless, ask God, please help me with this. I offer myself to you. I surrender my will to you. I do not know how to go about this. Please help me. Please help me do your will. Please help me guide my way, my will, into empowerment. And in the places where I am empowered, please help me enact, choose, become, and bear the fruit which you have gifted me to offer to the world. I'm going to make sure I'm recording. There is a magnificent potency to prayer, and I have been witnessing in the past few weeks and months how prayer truly, truly, truly impacts reality. I'm not going to give a life update right this moment, because otherwise I'll get lost in all of the wild things that have happened to me, including a bear breaking into my car, including I'm going to Hawaii in a couple days. So more to come on all that. This bifurcation between those who choose to remain stuck and those who choose to come unstuck. And this is an ageless bifurcation. It's happening now in time as much as it is timeless. Repetitive patterns of history and of archetypal blueprints of humanity. It does feel like a crucial time. It does feel like a lot more people are making the realizations to come unstuck and to begin, but they don't really know how. And this is where, like, the moment that you feel that spark, the moment that you feel that seedling, the moment that you feel that ripple of awakening, you've got to make space for that thread, and you've got to find a way to cultivate it, and you've got to find a way to express it. I have struggled with this YouTube channel in particular, and with a lot of elements of my life, and saying like, well, I'm not where I need to be yet. I'm not as advanced in this area, this area, this area. And so I reserve myself. I withhold my voice. I withhold the gift of my presence. I withhold the gift of my wisdom. Which then I walk around reality and I look at like the way that some people are living their lives, and I'm like, oh, whoa. I may not be a master. I may not be ascended. I may not have all my ducks in a row. But man, some of these people are still drowning in some fucking depth, some murky waters. Like, I used to drink 7 years ago, drink myself to fucking death, and now I like see people are doing that. I'm like, wait, people still live like that. Like, a lot of people. Yeah, it's actually quite sad. And so that's where we pray for the liberation of all of these beings who know not what they do. God help them. God help them. God guide them. Guide them to your light. Compassion, forgiveness, not necessarily tolerance, not necessarily I'm going to go hang out at the fucking bar with these people. No, I'm going to fucking stay away. I spoke of the potency of prayer. Prayer is a calling in of God's divine breath from the cosmos, from the luminaries, from the depths of infinity, to literally come and like a gentle breeze or like a warm summer wind, just shed, remove, blow away anything that is still stuck. And it's like this most gentle and serene, surreal and transcendental feeling that when you practice inviting it into your presence, into your heart, into your world, your reality begins to harmonize with that omnipresent wind. Instead of the stuckness, instead of holding on to black iron prison bars that are actually illusions, instead of clinging to old stories of pain that you experienced when you were a little one, when you were a warrior on the battlefield 7,000 years ago, wherever it might be, whatever pain it is, whatever reason there is that you are still clinging and that you are still tense and that you are not in full, absolute, harmonious alignment with this divine breath of God, prayer comes in with a transcendental, miraculous power, which is a God-given birthright dwelling within our hearts. And it allows an acceleration of shedding, of dissolution, of just very simply letting go of the pains, of the traumas, of the stories that those pains and traumas have created, even of the fucking demons that are like running rampant in this reality. The prayer literally like dissolves them. I've mentioned this before. In many dreams, I invoke the name of Christ and demons literally melt away and dissolve into like ash. I do pray to Christ. I do pray to the supreme creator of all beneficence and truth. And I'm certainly not a dogmatic Christian. And the Christ question is a very vast one, and I don't have the answer. And so sometimes when I pray to God, when I pray to the supreme beneficent creator, I still have my doubts about Christ. And so I specifically say, true beneficent creator, which I know exists. the whole Christ story. Christians have done a real good job of taking a lot of people away from Christ. Yeah. So it's a very vast question. And it's kind of a scary one sometimes. But I tell you, I have been living the past few months dissolving my powerlessness with prayer. And just slowly but surely, you can't necessarily tell in the moment that it's happening, but slowly but surely dissolving layers of illusions, self-imposed, allowing me to be more fully, authentically, and freely myself, allowing myself to liberate myself from my self-imposed confines, and allowing myself to let go of worry and to just surrender to the opportunities and pathways that present themselves, not have to be in control and like, I have to do it this way because I think that this is what I need. I just ask God, guide me exactly where you need me. I booked a flight to Hawaii, October 1st. After that, I looked at, well, hold on, before this, I was looking around at astrocartography, which is how the luminaries are mapped out onto the earth, to see what places I could work with the energies of Saturn, of time mastery. And I was looking all over the map and I was like, okay, Maine, I've already lived there, I've already done that. And then like Europe, I'm not ready to go to Europe. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna work with Saturn. Book my flight to Hawaii. And then I look again to see, okay, well, I booked a flight there. Let's see what lines are there. And lo and behold, there is Saturn. I had missed Saturn. Also alongside Venus and Mars. All to say, I prayed to God for supreme perfection. Like, show me how easy it can be to just do thy will instead of just my own will. Please support me. And I booked this flight to Hawaii, and of course, exactly what I've been calling in so many ways, seems to be offering itself to me on a silver platter. So I'm a little scared still, but updates to come on that. The point is that in order to come unstuck, you have to let go. You have to let go of the stuckness. You have to let go of the idea that you are stuck. You have to let go of the prison bars that are right here and be like, all right, I can just walk around. Cool, keep going. And I did that in San Diego. I'll give it a little update. In San Diego, I took a leap to Lake Tahoe in the mountains. And from Lake Tahoe to here in Taos, New Mexico. And then from here to Hawaii. The leap hasn't happened yet, but it's all very much a like, God, I'm letting go. I'm letting you take care of it, and just show me what I need to see in each place. And every single place that I go has this massive teaching. The place in Taos is people are stuck. It doesn't matter if you're poor. It doesn't matter if you're rich. If you are like just always go, 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 go. I need to do things this way. then you are stuck. And that's what it is. And to come unstuck, you have to make things happen. And to make things happen, you can go the firm, masculine, full drive, like, I can do this. Or you can just pray and ask for support, and then ask God to guide your actions. And then a more like seamless, fluid realignment with life. That's all I have. I'm realizing that with regard to what I was saying earlier about like some people are still drinking, and I'm like, I'm not that advanced as compared to where I want to be. And so like I withhold myself a little bit. I'm realizing I live a wild life that a lot of people wouldn't allow themselves to imagine. And I believe that's one of the purposes of this YouTube channel, that I kind of let itself dissolve. I kind of allowed for it to be dissolved because I wasn't sure what I was doing with this channel. But I'm realizing people need to hear that it's possible to live your dreams. People need to hear and witness the letting go process in its unfolding. And I'm in it. I'm in the transition, and I feel the potentialities that I'm tuning into. And I feel so much liberation that all that God is asking of me is to like listen to the guidance and then act on the guidance. And let go of the patterns, let go of the bad habits, let go of the old stories, let go of the scripts of worthlessness, let go of the identities rooted in struggle, in death, in demise, in like existential suffering. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, the dread and the pain are real, and we have to feel them. But that's another layer that's been revealing itself to me. In this power of choice, in this transcendental power of faith and choice and prayer, and having been created in the image of God, there's always a bifurcation between being stuck and coming unstuck. And each of them is an identity. Are you stuck in victimhood, or are you a sovereign, soulful being? And are you going to continue identifying with the thought loops and the parts of yourself that say, I'm a piece of shit, I'm powerless, I can't do anything, I'm stuck in my 9-to-5 job, I hate my life? Are you going to stay stuck in that? Or are you going to affirm with the name of God, I am that I am. I am a sovereign soul. I am universal freedom. I am universal love. I am poetry and prayer becoming life. I am a luminous child of God. And therefore I'm not limited by all of these illusions and all of these people who want to stay stuck. Sure, you guys do that. I'm going to show you guys how to come unstuck. And I'm going to offer you my hand. You can take it if you want. You cannot take my hand, but you can allow me to help you. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of hungry ghosts out there. And once they see you shining, and once they see you coming unstuck, they might start to get jealous, and they might be like, why is that guy getting what I want when I can't have it? And then they'll start taking out their anger on you. But Um, that hasn't necessarily been happening to me, but I know it's a pattern that happens. I'm done talking. I've got poetry to write tomorrow at the Taos Farmers Market. I'm going to affirm that I am going to be abundantly supported, and I am going to offer medicine to people who need it in the form of poetry. Here's one last thing. Go follow my Instagram. It's called Astrotheosis. If you've made it this far, we are in resonance. I'm going to be posting typewriter poems on there. And I offer my typewriter poetry, and you can donate from $20 to $40, and I will write a poem about a topic of your choosing, and I will mail it to you. And I would really appreciate that financial support for my mission to Hawaii, so that I don't have to go to markets and to sell poems to people who are stuck. In Lake Tahoe, I sold a lot of poems to drunk people. I was like, what the fuck is this? So yes, go check out my Instagram. Irrespective of if you want to support me, I'm going to be posting some typewriter poetry on there. And my poetry is magnificent because God gave me the gift of language and the gift of poetry. So go check that out. May you pray. May you find freedom. May you find love. May you find warmth within your heart. And wherever that spark shows up in your life, of passion, of truth, of freedom, of knowing like, actually I can do this. Wherever that smallest little flame is, nourish it. Breathe little soft breaths of divine whispers and vespers to it. And it accumulates. And your freedom will come. Thank you. Much love to you. And one last thing. I've had Instagram blocked on my phone for the past 35 days. And that has been one of the most helpful removal of distractions from my life. Highly recommend. Okay, farewell.